Hi everybody. In this video, we're going to walk through how the course is set up in Brightspace so that you know where to go to find what information. Um, Now, in case you're new to Brightspace, the way you access it is you log into the UMS portal, which I've done over here. It looks a little funky because I've had to shrink the size, but it's the portal. Um, you go to the Launchpad section with all the little buttons, and the button for Brightspace is this orange circle with a big B in the middle of it. So I click on that, and that takes me to the Brightspace section. Okay, I need to reset my password. Um, so I scroll down and I see my courses, and we find our specific course. Here it is, EHD 573. So I click on that and it takes me to the home page for our course homepage for Brightspace. And the way Brightspace is set up is there is a menu bar along the top that's fairly constant there. And then under that we'll have windows with different information. So we're on the course homepage. That's what this one is. And it has on the left, here are announcements that I may make that the recent announcements won't show all the announcements, but kind of recent announcements that you should see. Now, you should get those as well via email to your main.edu account, but here you'll see them as well. And then a little bit on the right is a little bit of information about me. Um, I should give like brownie points, not real points, if you can recognize the location of that picture. And then there's the calendar. Now the calendar should show assignments as they're posted, kind of when do they become due. But I've noticed in the past sometimes this can be a little funky. So again, don't count on it, and instead focus on the syllabus. Okay? Now we scroll across the top of this top menu bar. Next section is content. And this is where we're going to spend most of most of your time is in the content section. Here's where almost everything that you'll need for the course is presented. Okay, so let's go through this piece by piece. Now, on the left is another menu now, vertical menu. Let's take a look at each section of here. We'll start with the weekly schedule. And here you'll notice it says week 1, May 12th, 2025. The way I do it is the weeks start on Monday, and then all the content is for each week is organized and presented in the folder for that week. So it's very, very, I think, well organized, students seem to feel. So right now, as the semester moves on, these weeks will become progressively available at a little accelerated pace, not just 1 week at a time. I'll do it a little faster than that so you can finish a little earlier if you'd like. But let's look at week 1. So I click on that, and you see at the top is a little summary of the material that we're covering, the topic we're covering this week, plus tells you what the readings are for this week, chapter 1 and chapter 2. And then under that are links to videos and and PDFs and other material that may pop up that we may be looking at as well. So here is everything other than here's the readings you need to do at the top, but then here are all the videos you need to watch. So let's actually start with one. We'll pick one here, Statistics and Research, and you'll notice they're kind of nicely organized. It tells you it's a video, what the topic is, tells you it's 13 minutes and 15 seconds, so you kind of know how long it's going to be when you watch it. It has a little description of the video, and let's click on that, and it takes you to here's the video. You just watch the video, and look how excited that guy is to talk about statistics. He loves statistics. Um, you'll notice my different videos have different formats. I'm constantly making new videos, and so you'll be able to see kind of older ones that are more um, simplistic to more elaborate, sophisticated looking videos as we get um, further along, more experienced. And you'll be able to tell them as well because my hair is kind of thinning out over time, but it's the nature of life. So let's go back here now. We'll go back to the class. Okay, so that's how you watch the video. And then notice there's as well a little PDF icon here. Let's click on that. And it is a PDF of all of the slides from that video. So you can save it, you can print it off. In fact, I strongly encourage you to print it off before you watch the video, because then as you're watching the video, you can put your notes straight on the slides to make life easier. You don't have to kind of recreate stuff or figures or whatever. You can put them right on the slides as you're talking, as you're thinking as I'm talking, okay? So definitely take advantage of that. Those slides are a lot of work to make. So please take advantage of them that I putting them out there for you. It really helps. And remember the homework's open book. So it's nice to be able to see the slides while you're doing your homework assignment. Okay? So again, that's week 1. Week 2 will be available, at some point, and then every week we'll slowly roll them out as we're going along at a little accelerated pace. The next section in this vertical menu is homework, and here you'll see all of the homework assignments in folders. So if you click homework 1, right now there's nothing there because it's not posted yet, but you'll find a PDF, so you can print a PDF of the homework assignment, do all the homework assignment, and there'll also then be a link to where you upload your answers into Brightspace, because you have to put your answers into Brightspace. The reason for that is by doing that, you get your grade immediately, which makes it possible to do the redos. If you had to send me an email and then maybe wait a week or so for me to I'm sorry, if you sent me a paper copy of your homework and then I've got to grade everybody's and you're all waiting a week or so to get them back, then it's delays being able to do a redo. In fact, you may start the next assignment and you're still doing stuff wrong from the first assignment. So it's this way you get your feedback immediately. And as soon as you get the feedback, you might see, oh, I made a mistake on standard error of the mean, huh? And go back and watch those videos again, look at the slides some more, read it a little bit in the book, send me an email, Zoom with me about it, and give you a chance to say, okay, now I understand it, and redo the assignment, pick up some more points. Okay, so that's why it's kind of organized that way. And my one more pitch to make sure you give yourself time to do all that and do the redos. Then below the homework, there is a area called calculators. And you may wonder, why is Craig giving me a calculator? I've got a calculator. My phone's got a calculator. But these are special calculators for statistical functions that we are going to be using in class. And you'll notice in the back of the book, there are lots of tables for some statistical functions. And what um, you end up doing is you calculate a number here, and then you have to look up that number, and you get another number, and you go to the tables, and you kind of take a number here, and you have to scroll across, and you look across the columns and find another number, and you have to find some value in these tables. And what killed me is students who understood the concept, who understood what they were doing, would get sometimes lost on the tables and they'd get the wrong answer, even though it's clear to me they know what they're doing. The tables are so cumbersome, they're so 1990s. Um, Instead, I've put all that information into Excel sheets, into Google Sheets, I mean, and these Google calculators. And instead, you don't have to kind of scroll across and look. You put something in and you get the answer that you're looking for right away. None of this cumbersome manipulating. When sometimes you have to like double the number, half the number, subtract it from one. The table, no, no. So we're not going to use the tables in the book. In fact, you really can't. I'm assuming you're using these Google Sheets and you will thank me for it. It makes life so much easier to do those. So that's what these calculators are, and it'll make more sense when we get to start using them. Then there's a section additional material. Here's where I might post some PDFs or additional material as we go along. Then discussion forums. The discussion forums are completely optional, but they're added to help you in a number of ways. First is a discussion forum for study groups. If you want to form a study group or you've formed one and you're looking for more people to join, here's you can post it and try to connect up with each other. Just kind of go in and uh, click on the study group and say, I'm interested. Um, the Then there is a second discussion forum on the readings, lectures, videos, whatever. So if you've got questions about the videos or make a comment about the videos or sometimes you can post it here. And if you've got a question, other students may have the same question. Other students may have some insider answer to help. So it's a great way just to kind of raise your hand like you would in class about something. Again, of course, you can always just email me directly. I'm happy to do that, or come to office hours as well. But another mechanism for you to get help and engage with your classmates. Same with assignments. If you've got questions or issues with the assignment, you can post things here as long as it's not, what's the answer to question four? That would not be cool. Um, but you can post them here and I'm happy to kind of reply, or others may have insight of that. But again, um, another mechanism there. And then other topics. This is where this was added at student request because students said, when I have a, there's when I have a physical class in Shibels or wherever, I, meet my classmates. We've had classes together over the years, and before class we'll talk about things, what's going on. After class we'll talk about things, and I can't do that in an asynchronous course. So I may be in this class with friends that I've formed over the last few years, but we never have a chance to share what's going on in life. So that's what this other topics was. It was, again, students requested, and students will use it for things like saying, I've bought a new home, I have a new grandchild, I have a new baby, I'm getting engaged, I took a great trip, I'm going to a conference with my advisor on something. All sorts of things. It's just a way for you to have those conversations with each other that we miss when we do a course like this. Then finally is the syllabus. Here's where you'll see the copy of the syllabus. If you've watched the syllabus video, you'll notice I've already need to update this. This one's a little outdated. There's a typo that I need to fix. But here's where you can go to download a copy of the syllabus if you lose yours. Excuse me. Or if there's addendums or corrections, I'll add them here as well. Okay, so that is the content section. And again, this is where you're going to spend most of your time. Almost everything you need is presented there. Moving across at the top, there is then course resources. Now, this is a drop-down list. And let's take a look at these options. So under course resources, there's announcements. And here's where you will see a list of all the announcements that I've made over the course of the summer. So if several weeks, from now, or, a month or whatever, you're thinking, oh, Craig sent out an announcement about something about this. You can go here and find all those old announcements if you need to look up something. Then class list. This was also added at student request. Like I said, that people will be in the class and they were telling me, I have no idea who the other classmates are. Maybe some of my friends are here and I want to connect up so we can form a study group together. So they asked, can I post a list of the students in the class? So here's the class list is for you to kind of see if you have friends or recognize people and want to study together. Then there's another link to the calendar. Again, this should populate with stuff as it becomes available for you. But again, it seems wonky at times. So pay attention to the syllabus. And that's, um, then some other resources that we, won't be using, but they're there for you. Kind of default Brightspace stuff. Assessments. Under assessments, it's also a drop-down list. Here's grades. Here's where you go to see all of your grades. So you see the homework. One is 50 points. The copy of your work is 10 points. So you'll see every homework assignment with the copy of the work listed as well. So as you submit those, they should start to appear here for you. Again, don't forget to submit the copies of your work. Um, 10 easy points. Then discussions. This is just another link to the discussion forums that we just talked about, but they're also presented here in Brightspace. And same with homework. Here's a list to the 5 homework assignments. Brightspace labels it quizzes because that's how they're set up in Brightspace. They're technically a quiz, but the you'll see the 5 of them here. Just another place. Won't have the PDFs because you can't add that here, but again, just kind of the way Brightspace is organized. You can see them there as well. Okay, that is how we appear on Brightspace. If you have questions, let me know. Again, you've got to spend time here, got to use this um, for the course. Certainly, you're going to be entering all of your answers to the homework in Brightspace. You do email me your PDFs, but submit this stuff here. All right, let me know if you have any questions. All right, take care. Bye bye.